Ciao. Assalamu alaikum.
Hi, I'm Manuela Cortés.
And I'm Garzón.
And today, as part of our IB diploma program, we're going to compare two countries, United Arab Emirates and Italy. Basically, what we aim to do is to compare the way they have developed and what their achievements in economic development. Furthermore, this insight will allow us to evaluate development as a whole, as we're examining two very different countries, as if we were real economists, and in this order, to see if they are achieving the Millennium Development Goals or not, as well as comparing the way in which they have encouraged the development of their economies.
Firstly, we are going to describe how each of these economies is structured. Then we'll look at some basic figures that can give us a panoramic overview of both economies and their development. And last, we're going to deepen our study with a comparison between both. First, we have Italy.
Italy is a European country that has a diversified industrial economy, which is divided into developed industrial north, dominated by private companies, and less developed, welfare-dependent agricultural south, with high unemployment. The Italian economy is driven in large part by the manufacture of high-quality consumer goods produced by small, medium-sized enterprises. Italy has also a sizable underground economy, which by some estimates accounts for much of 15% of GDP. The Italian economy is developing very fast. Today, the condition is such that it's self-sufficient enough to cope with the global race in economy and financial development.
Now we find the United Arab Emirates. The UAE is an Arabic country that has an open economy with a high per capita income and a sizable annual trade surplus. Successful efforts at economic diversification have reduced the portion of GDP based on oil and gas output to 25%. Since the discovery of oil in the UAE more than 30 years ago, the UAE has undergone a profound transformation from an impoverished region of small desert principalities to a modern state with a high standard of living. The government has increased spending on job creation and infrastructure expansion and is opening up utilities to great private sector involvement. The United Arab Emirates is a developing country based on various social-economic indicators such as GDP per capita, energy consumption per capita, or the HDI. However, all available statistics indicate that the UAE currently has one of the fastest growing economies in the world.
This is a simple overview of the economy. Now we must look at the economic index in which enable the analysis to be done. Here are some basic numbers of each country. GDP purchasing power parity. Italy, 1,827 trillion. United Arab Emirates, 206.3 billion.
GDP real growth rate, -1% Italy. United Arab Emirates, 7.4%.
GDP per capita, 31,400. Italy. United Arab Emirates, 44,600.
GDP by sector. Italy, agriculture 2%, industry 27%, services 71%. United Arab Emirates, agriculture 1.5%, industry 62.7%, services 35.7%.
Labor force 25.11 million for Italy, and for United Arab Emirates 3.266 million.
Labor force per sector, agriculture in Italy 4.2%, industry 30.7%, services 65.1%, United Arab Emirates, agriculture 7%, industry 15%, and services 78%.
Unemployment rate for Italy 6.8%, United Arab Emirates 2.4%.
Population below poverty line. In Italy it's an A, which means that you cannot count it. And in United Arab Emirates is about 19.5%.
Gini index, inequality, higher number indicates higher inequality. In Italy, 36, and in United Arab Emirates, the things hasn't been calculated for the United Arab Emirates. However, studies show that there is a high inequality among the population, more than 40.
Infant mortality rate, 5.51 deaths of over 1,000 live births, and for Italy, and for United Arab Emirates is 12.7 deaths over 1,000 live births.
Percent undernourished, 5% or less for Italy, and for United Arab Emirates, 5%.
Literacy rate, 98.4% for Italy and 77.9% for United Arab Emirates.
Dependency ratio, age structure. For Italy, from 0 to 14 years, 13.5%, 15 to 64, 66.3%, and 65 years and over, 20.2%. And for United Arab Emirates, until 14 years old, 20.4%, 15 to 64, 78.7%, and 65 years and over, 0.9%.
Iceland, 301,340 square kilometers for Italy and 83,600 square kilometers for United Arab Emirates.
Population size, 58,126,212 for Italy, and for United Arab Emirates, 4,798,491.
Life expectancy, 80.2 years for Italy and 76.11 years for United Arab Emirates. We see there are various features which show how the countries are different from the GDP per capita to the population size. The United Arab Emirates are clearly a country that is primarily industrial, while Italy is more inclined to the tertiary sector, the service sector. Both countries, however, share the same characteristic. They both developed after the 60s, but for different factors. Italy is based its development on the industry and the production, mainly made in the north, in Milan and Torino, while the United Arab Emirates' large deposits of oil, being the fifth biggest reserve in the world, allowed the country to grow impressively. But the interesting thing about this is the different ways in which growth was focalized.
The United Arab Emirates focused to diversify their industry so that the economy wasn't only focused on oil, while Italy exploited the tertiary and secondary sector, focusing on tourism and family industries that developed in multinationals like Pirelli. Still, the two approaches are related.
Both ways of developing the countries show a trend. In order to develop, industry must be elaborated and services exploited. This generates employment, which enables the money flow to become more equal. Development also is diverse due to the way in which they manage their resources and products, also by the way in which they manage commerce, exports and imports.
The United Arab Emirates has a free trade zone in which they basically make all trading sphere, while Italy belongs to the European Union, where decisions are made as a common group, supporting trade a lot better. Also, an important feature is that the way in which the natural resources in Italy are limited in comparison with the one in United Arab Emirates, making development easier to achieve for this country.
As a conclusion, one can say that even though Italy is a country that is developed, the rate at which it grows is slower than the one in the United Arab Emirates. This is because of the above listed factors, and as a result we can say that development isn't based on the country but in the way in which the economy is focused, and through this the development goals could be achieved.
Thank you very much.